Hello everybody, and welcome back to Speedromizer. A few things to get out of the way, so I'm going to be playing a game here called Zelda's Adventure. If you haven't seen it, it qualifies as a horror game, a very horrible game, to most people. This is not the game I drew for the marathon, this is a backup. I initially had Silent Hill 3. As it turns out, it just wasn't a game for me, but I had to bring something to the marathon. So you're going to be getting quite the show. Let's just go ahead.
Yeah. I do have to thank you again for bringing something equally as scary, if not more scary, than the things in Silent Hill 3. So thank you for that.
You're welcome. This is certainly something.
Yes, yes, it is.
For the file name, I feel like there's only one choice here.
Jerry,
Trevor. The Trevor Project.
that works too.
I hope you paid attention to the sound effects there of somebody dying when I created that file name. This is certainly something. Fingers crossed we don't have any crashes. Disclaimer, this is being done on emulator because CDIs that work and run this game are hard to find and very expensive. I don't recommend it.
The CDI is like it's second only to Neo Geo in terms of like expensive retro games.
I bet. All right, let's get this started. Are we ready?
Let's do it.
All right, 3, 2, 1. Let's go.
Let's do it. We're off to the races.
All right, so this is Zelda's Adventure. This is an officially licensed Zelda game. I promise you. I'm already going the wrong way. I'm not looking at my notes. So there is a story behind how this exists, as well as the other CDI Zeldas. This is one of 3. While this has some interesting cutscenes, this is not the one with the cutscenes. You probably know what I'm talking about. So we're here. We're playing as Zelda. There is no music at the moment. You wouldn't hear much of it anyway, because all the sound stops when you transition screens, and there's a lot of that here.
So is this game really canon? I have to look this up now.
I don't know what this game is. Let me pick up some rubies along the way. We will need these. Plenty of them. So yeah, just some simple overworld traversing right now. You get the nice calm sound of the wind. The sound volume in this game can vary, so it might be low right now, but it might also shoot back up a bit later on. Start going south. We picked up an empty jug. I need to remember to use that after the first shrine. I need everyone in this call and in chat to remind me of that after the first shrine. I totally did not forget that last time I did this marathon run. I would never. My goal was to avoid dying. Unfortunately, that's already death number 1. And speaking of deaths, that's going to be a thing in this run. Hopefully not major, but there's one. There's going to be 3 or 4 intentional deaths. I do intend on donating $5 per death, so I'm already donating $5, and we'll be doing more. And I encourage anyone that is able to match that, by all means feel free. If you can't, that's totally fine. Completely understand.
So I just looked it up, and thankfully, Zelda's Adventure is not canon in the Legend of Zelda timeline.
That's unfortunate. Alright, so those moblins are dead. I was hoping to get some drops from them. As mentioned, I do need some rubies. I need some here before I enter the first shrine, which is coming up pretty shortly. So you'll see me farming these mobs a little bit here. And the reason I need the rubies is a lot of the weapons and items, basically everything except the wands that I'm using, cost them to use. Yes, it's a pain. I saw one back here. I thought I saw one back here. 10 is not enough. I need a little more here. So unfortunately, I'm having to spend a lot of time to get the rubies. But as mentioned, I will need them. I could get some inside the shrine as well. Alright, and that's our minimum 30, so we'll go ahead and move forward. A lot of the time save in this game, besides not dying and cutting back on screen transitions, is not killing all the enemies you're walking past. It's a hard habit to break, if you're me. You know, any game I play, I need to kill everything, I need to collect everything. But in this game, you really need to skip a lot. So our first instance of using the menu, because I need the ladder, and that is the only use of the ladder, so we can cross that gap. So this is the Shrine of Earth, or Shrine of Rock. I believe it's actually referenced as both. For the most part, it's pretty simple. There are some enemies that are actually coming up shortly that can be dangerous. I'm not talking about the Tektites here. At least I believe that's what those are. These keys are the worst. Just get through. That's two. I'm not surprised that happens. They deal a lot of damage. Getting around them is pretty tricky. When you're at full health, you can afford some damage boosts. But as mentioned, you don't want to lose too much health. So what happens when you die, if you're in the overworld, you respawn back at the start, that starting platform up at what I call Stonehenge. I don't know what it's actually called. You'll respawn there. If you're in a shrine, and I'm sure I will call this a dungeon out of bad habit at some point, you will either respawn at the start of the shrine, or if you are fighting a boss, I don't want the map. If you are fighting a boss or on the screen before the boss, you will respawn on that screen. Just take the damage boost. That's one screen of keys. This one I am going to be a little more careful with. Part of the issue is they don't really get knocked back like other enemies do. Not in the same way. Alright. Hopefully safe through the rest of the shrine. Feel free to listen to the voice acting. It's pretty funny. However...
What do we have here? A human person's coming close. Why, what a great event.
Figured I'd stop to let that play. However, some screens you're only going to hear a little part of it. So now we're going to equip this green ring. Green ring. Notice this one costs 3 rubies to use per shot.
Failed in my mission.
There's some weapons that cost as much as I think about 26. They are very powerful, but they can eat up all those rubies. So it's not always a bad thing when I collect extra rubies. Because yes, I lose time killing the enemies. However, you can gain some of that time back by then using those more powerful weapons later on. Navigation, that sure is a thing. I should have kept that equip. As mentioned, another big time save is just trying to cut back on the menuing. That's something I do struggle with. I am not going to go over there and pick that up, because that's wasting time. I don't need to pick up everything that falls on the ground. I am going to switch back to the wand because of a room that is coming up soon. We have a Keese in this next room as well. I never feel comfortable damage boosting through it, so I'm just going to kill it, because it is in the way. This one's not horrible to kill, fortunately. And then we're going to... No, I don't need a heart. We're going to collect another item, the red boost. This allows us to basically get out of this kind of starting area. We need those red boots to cross the river, because we can't get our shoes wet. Dark room. There is a... Whoops, wrong way. There is a candle item, I believe, that'll light it up. It's not needed. We know where we're going, and actually, you could barely make out the walls.
I said this is my cave, mine. This is the Shrine of Rock, and I am Lord. Go away. Take nothing. It's all mine.
I'm gonna try and stop for some of that voice acting for y'all. That is Lord. That is the first boss. We will be fighting him in like 2 rooms from now. And he's actually one of the harder bosses. Let me switch items here. So, whoa! A note about the bosses. Can you get out of my way, please? There we go. A note about bosses, they do all have RNG. However, this boss should be the only instance that you see of RNG. More on that in a moment, as I get... I think it's like 10 hits. Or... This is not the fight I wanted. Oh! Okay, that's 6 hits. So now we're on RNG. Ah, okay. So how the RNG will work is that's 3 deaths. The fight starts in a set pattern. And if you're in it for a certain amount of time, and it's different per boss to my understanding, you start getting an RNG pattern. Oh, this is really bad. I am not getting the hits I wanted. Alright, on the RNG. So let me try and be safe. Oh, this is bad, this is bad, this is bad. Yeah, just stay up there. There we go. Okay, Lort's down. Whew. Alright, so a few things just happened by killing Lort. We picked up a celestial sign right there. That's our first. We acquired Lort's stash of rubies, so we just got a large quantity. I don't recall the exact amount. We also gained a heart, so you'll see I have an extra heart container. We gained basically defense and offensive power. I don't know what it technically is, but our wand hits will hit harder. We can take more damage. And I'm about to show you taking damage because we're coming up on our first intentional death. That there is Gaspra. Sorry I spoke over his talking. Alright, so we're at already 3 deaths, and we're about to add to that counter really quickly. So I'd like you to take note at our health. We have 4 heart containers. We are now going to take 10 hits of damage to die. You might notice that math doesn't quite add up. You don't take damage in terms of, quarter hearts, half hearts, or full hearts. It is a percentage. Before I do anything, I need to not mess this up again. By the way, that is death number 4. I'm already donating $20 and counting. So we're coming up here. We got that empty jug earlier. We are now going to go fill it up. Oh man, I should be careful. That's a lot of damage I just took right there. Oh, Zelda, why are you hugging these guys? You can probably guess why. First, there's the empty jug. Now we have the filled jug. And now we also have what I believe is death number 5. Or is that 4? I've already lost count. I hope someone else is counting. That was another intentional death, and now I'm going to do what I forgot to do the last time I did a marathon run. I am going to go use this water jug to go get an item over here that we need to use in half hour from now? A little more? It's quite a ways away, so it's kind of unfortunate when you get to that point and realize you're missing something of importance. We need that vial of air right there. I'm sorry, vial of wind. That will, or it's one of the items that will allow us, oh my gosh, really? It's gonna be that kind of afternoon. It's one of the items that will allow us to access the Shrine of Water. So is that 5 or 6? I think I'm about to see a 5 in chat. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that is the 5th one, actually. Alright, so I'm trying to avoid taking too much damage here again. So I can go get our next item, which will be the dagger, and that is required in the next shrine. The Shrine of Illusion.
Welcome to the moment
Of note,
head in, my princess.
You
look dry.
I'd say the first 4, no, the first 5 shrines are the most difficult. The last 2 are actually the easier ones. Illusion, the biggest issue here is there's a few rooms where you can just slide off. So it's kind of, the floor is made of ice. You can slide off and go back to the start of the shrine. You don't want to do that. That's the dagger. There's also a spell of calm up there. We do not need that for this run.
Oh, fair princess, pity us.
Alright, so now we can't go this way without the red boots, but we have them now. So we are good. Let's, again, watch the damage we take. And now is probably the longest overworld segment of this run. So you're going to see a couple of stops. I'd like you to stay over there, please. I would like to not get stuck on a rock. Walking around in this game is actually hard. You could say it's horrible. The horror of this game. Uh-oh. Okay. Little like the heart. It's part of why I'm farming these mobs is to try and get back up to full health. You'll see, especially in Shrine of Water, I will be doing more damage boosting. Because in some instances, the longer you spend trying to fight enemies, the more damage you're just going to take.
Hello there, miss. Watch how you go out in the meadows.
I will watch how I go out in the meadows. Thank you, person. Come on, give me one heart. Okay, I was just about to give up. Alright, so we have a couple items here to grab in town. The first is going to be to walk over and grab the raft. That is the other item that will be required to reach Shrine 5, which is Shrine of Water. Of note, typically speaking, the shrines do need to be done in order. However, earlier this year, there was a discovery made, and you can actually skip the second shrine, Shrine of Illusion. However, we don't do that in the All Shrines category. But you cannot do them out of order. You are blocked from entering. Alright, so we have 372 rubies. That's a pretty good amount for now. We're about to spend a bunch of them.
Hi there.
First, we're going to go in here and grab a very powerful weapon in that blue ring. In order to purchase, I need to equip a ruby.
Don't worry about the dog.
There we go. And I'm going to grab some optional items right here, just because they will help us a bit later on, both in time and ruby conservation.
Hello.
We're going to grab that bone. And you can probably take a good guess as to where that bone's going. So that dog right there. Now we have an axe. We're not yet done collecting items. Game, I swear I pressed right. I have 2 more items I'm going to acquire, one of which is surprisingly optional. More on that later. And the other is going to be our first overworld heart container, which is optional. However, you might have seen, sometimes I take a lot of damage. I want to try to not die. Was not prepared for enemies on this screen. You think I'd know this by now? So the heart container will just help us out a little bit. Oops. That being said, I'm not going out of the way to grab the heart container. I'm grabbing it because we are passing it. We do also pass it later on. Just doesn't make sense to pass it and not grab it if I'm going to get it. The more health, the better. Hidden enemy behind the trees. You come to learn where they are at. Alright, so our first heart container is going to be right down here. More weird navigation through this tree trunk. I assume that's what it is. I guess just log, you could call it. Where on earth am I? Zelda, down here. That's a part of this area I didn't know existed. Okay. Zelda, get to the heart container, please. I've never had that kind of an issue. Okay. Yeah, as I said, movement is, it's a thing. I am so stuck right now. There we go. Holy cow. That's alright, I'm pretty sure PB pace is already dead. For reference, my PB in this game is 1 hour, 15 minutes, and 11 seconds. The world record is 109.25. And that is by Duggernaut. A couple more enemies to get through. I'm not terribly worried about health at this point, because I will actually be hitting up a refill right outside the Shrine of Illusion. Alright, so right here, this is optional, but also required. If that makes any sense.
You look tired.
Casually speaking, you need this item. This is the noise spell. And we were going to be using this to defeat a Pole's voice. Now, there is another option. You might have noticed it took me quite a while to get over here, because now I actually have to backtrack almost to that town. So that's about 2 minutes optimally when you don't get stuck trying to get the heart container. The other option you have to defeat a Polzoist to get by it, as I accidentally take damage there, is you can just kill it with your wand. The problem is, let's not take more damage though, it takes about 90 or so seconds to kill that enemy. You are in no danger during that time, but if for some reason you have to go back to the start of the shrine, you have to kill that enemy again. So it's kind of worth it to get this item, because when I started playing this, that was a frequent occurrence. Not so much now, but it can happen. I'm going to wait. So it's kind of worth it to me to get that. Plus you get the extra heart container. And I can also use that noise spell again later on when I find more Pol's voice. Alright, I'm just going to plow through here. Those enemies are not worth fighting. You'll notice some wonkiness with music for a while. Hey, here's a fairy fountain. This game is something. The emulator is also something, but at least it works. Previously, the emulator would actually crash upon death, so you couldn't really play it. But at least now it's working. One thing that doesn't work, unfortunately, I should not have gone up, but it works. When I die, normally there is music that plays. Unfortunately, it just isn't working, but that's okay. Right, quick Alt-Tab. Okay. Had to move my notes. Alright, so Shrine of Illusion. It is a bit of a pain. Why am I fighting anything in this room? That is a hard habit to break. I know I don't need to fight those. But there I was doing it anyway. Most of the difficulty in this place is the very end. Specifically because of some of the enemies we have to kill. I did have to kill those skeletons. And you will see why we acquired the ring earlier. This shrine does have 2 keys that we need to acquire. Come on. This is the only shrine with any keys. Of note, on the menu, you will notice I will currently have 01 keys. You'll never have more than 9. That 0 is just hard-coded to be there. Do not need the map. And here is the Pol's voice, the whole reason I went and got the noise spell. I don't remember... I'll put the wand on. I'm pretty sure I need a dagger. We will be using the dagger coming up. Don't fall off the bridge! Oh yeah, I 100% want the dagger for this room. So there's 2 wizrobes in here. The only way you can kill them is with the dagger. Just take the hit. And we need to kill these specifically because this room will drop a compass. What compasses do is, when used, they will teleport you to if you're inside the shrine, to the start of the shrine. If you're in the overworld, it will teleport you to that shrine's entrance. I see floors here. I'm also just waiting for that. Nothing I can really do to dodge that there. Do not want to fall off, because you'll be back at the start of the shrine. So the reason we got that compass, you could probably guess, is we will be coming back here later. Not inside the shrine, but back in this location in the overworld. I do not need that part. I do need that black orb. Don't. That's fine. Okay. I always have an easier time getting back through that room. Also, chat, I need some input. So I'm strongly considering submitting this for the next Speedromizer. Should I do that? There are notes for this game, so it is very much doable. I think that's the right door. Yeah. Alright, so that black orb we got earlier, you might be able to guess just by that pedestal in the middle of the room. It's going in. I was already on the wand. Okay. I really need to learn menuing better. So these we do need to kill. We're going to acquire an item. We're going to acquire the second dagger. This one is a treasure. We're going to instantly equip it, use it, unequip it, and we are done with that dagger. That is its only use in this entire game, is to open that curtain so we can go into this room. Really didn't want to take that damage. This is Pascanad, our second boss. So we are now in the last portion of the dungeon, of the shrine. Told y'all I'd make that mistake. And the marathon was Zelda's adventure. Oh man, that's... Look, do you want to run everyone away at the very end? I guess with this game, you run everyone away at some point. This is another dark room. You'll notice the music's changed, by the way. It's of absolutely no significance. I just find it interesting that they have 2 songs during here. I believe we have another room of skeletons, and then on to the brain crabs. The reason we have the blue ring. Alright, almost 400 rubies. Good. We're going to use quite a lot. That is going to drop very quickly with this. So I'm playing this a little safe. Oh, that's a waste of rubies. That's why we needed to kill him, and I'm going to do the same in this room, even though I don't need to kill anything here, just to get through it better. Alright. Those deal a lot of damage. I'm not in the room I thought I was in. I need to get out of this room, which it's kind of tricky to get out of this room, because you go up here and then go to the right. That was a floor master. Yes, it does exactly what you would think it does, if you've ever played a Legend of Zelda game before, or watched a Zelda game. Why am I going after you? Habit. Alright, Pascanad time. No RNG here.
Welcome, my lovely. Come,
4,
sit and rest.
5,
But
6,
first, let me give you
7. Now I'm going to probably get hit, which is totally fine. He is down to our second celestial sign. And that was Shrine of Illusion. Glad to be through it. Unfortunately, it just gets harder from here for a while. So what do y'all think? Is this a pretty horrible game? Does it deserve to be in the horror block?
Beware of dangerous waters that await you, and watch for the mists high in the mountains.
Thank you for whatever you just said, Gaspra. Alright, so we have some more collection to do. We have 2 items I need to acquire here. We need to get the broadsword and the feather before we go to Shrine 3, the Shrine of Air. So I need to go straight east from here. I need to apparently walk into a tree as well. No, don't. Again, have it. I actually do not care about taking damage right now. And that is because, you might remember, there was a fairy pool just south of, I believe, that screen. We are going to revisit it very shortly. Bless you. So there's no point in really sitting there killing anything, unless you want the rubies. That being said, where am I at? 251? I'm in a decent spot right now. I can afford to spend extra. That broadsword will become very useful in the Shrine of Power, which is the 6th shrine in this game. Ooh, yes, the screen. Alright, so take that quick heal. And then back on to another screen we had actually visited previously. Probably should have just taken the damage boost here, honestly. You know what? Let's play it safe. I've had enough deaths so far. I think we're still at 5. Get another heal. Those enemies should not respawn. I genuinely enjoy this game. I laugh at it. I call it names. But I enjoy it. I like what they did. And yeah, the live action segments, they
Good morning, lady.
actually have those. So we're going to enter this room and instantly leave. And now we're going to get the feather. This is required in a shrine coming
I
up.
would like to give you a feather as a sign of my affection.
You don't want to forget the
This will
feather.
take you to new heights.
I've done it. That's the only way we are able to defeat Aviana, the final boss. And now we're heading pretty much back to where we got the noise spell. So it's kind of unfortunate you need that. Well, you need in air quotes to get through Shrine of Illusion. And you can't just get it during this trip. This means we're also passing by the cave where we got the heart container. Try to avoid taking damage. There we go. So really the next 3 shrines, there's a high death chance in all of them. I'm not going back for that. Particularly the start of this one coming up. You will understand why. The entire shrine has ice physics on the floor. The first 2 rooms in particular are a nightmare to get through. So we might be taking intentional death very quick. You know what? Just stay over there. I have a lot of time I need to make up. I don't have time to be fighting y'all. One screen north of here is the 4th shrine, the Shrine of Destiny. We'll be there after the Shrine of Air. So I did mention earlier there's another category of this game. This was discovered after AGDQ earlier this year. That you can actually skip Shrine 2. Shrine 3, Shrine of Air, is not entered like normal means. You don't go into a like an entrance. There's this bird that will kind of teleport us up there. The loading zone isn't meant to be there until you've cleared Shrine of Illusion. But as it turns out, if you do some specific movement, that I will not be doing here, there's a part of the screen where you can actually get into that loading zone and go straight to the Shrine of Air. Now you might think, wow, you skip a whole shrine, that saves so much time. But it doesn't save as much time as you may think. Because, as I mentioned earlier, at the Shrine of Earth, when you defeat the boss, you gain that heart container, you gain offensive and defensive power. So you lose all of that by skipping a shrine. We have that, fortunately. Fingers crossed, I just want to get through these first 2 rooms first try, without taking too much damage. That's one. Loading zones are horrible in this shrine, by the way. Oh, I almost got through without taking any damage. Alright. That does not mean we are in the clear. So if you're matching me on donating $5 per death, you might need to hold your breath through this shrine. I do have to kill these enemies. This will drop a bow and arrow. I don't actually know if it's necessarily required now that I think about it, because we have the feather. It might be. These next few rooms are a nightmare because of the loading zones. Zelda's Adventure Randomizer. People have looked into it. I believe it's just been an issue getting through the code to find where things are. I'd love to have one. Good, go left. Thank you. Another weird loading zone. I want y'all, by the way, to just look at this shrine. Look at everything around and how pretty it is. Like, it is really good visually. Stay over there. Thank you. I probably shouldn't be killing these, but they're pretty easy to kill. And I really want to maintain my health as much as possible. I purposely went back up. Oh, I did not expect an enemy right there. I just wanted to get away from these guys, whatever they're called. I don't actually want to kill them. I want to avoid them. You will see me do that on occasion. Just use the wand to knock something back. I'm really hoping for health drops here. That's why I'm kind of taking my time. I said health drops, not my health dropping. Alright, well, 2.5 hearts. We have a puzzle. What's a horror game without a puzzle, right? Come on. Unfortunately, we do have to kill the enemies in this room. That's the puzzle. Okay, stay down there, I guess. I'll just go around. There we go. The blocks are gone. I hope they don't get any harder than that. This is, okay, the return of the ring. Oops, a little more. We want that blue ring.
We're both standing within the charmed circle now, and we will
As
not
we
be
managed
harmed
to
when we
not
touch.
hit it the first time.
Strike me when my sword is raised.
Yeah, I'm also getting audio from an NPC that is not in this room. That's a thing. I don't know if that's the game or the emulator. Alright. So I need to be careful coming up. Not quite yet. Oh, I forgot. We have another puzzle. Zelda. I thought I had to push it up, but I can't get below it. Please, Zelda. You know what? Let me just leave the room and come in on this side. I'm normally on the left. This shrine sure is something. There we go. And that's... oh my gosh, please. Okay, apparently I didn't push it long enough. Too bad I don't have notes for this or anything. Right. So we do have, believe it or not, a... what was once a soft lock opportunity coming up. So I do have a room that has a nightmare coming up. It's the room after this. And you can actually get stuck in the wall. But fortunately, if that happens, there's a way out of it. And I learned it from Duggernauts on the GDQ, and it happened to me in my last marathon run. So I'm really glad I learned it. By the way, genuine shout out to the entire Zelda CDI crew. They're some amazing people. I appreciate them. They have helped me learn this game. They're just genuinely good people. Alright, first try. Oh, I didn't want to get hit there. Alright. I think that's the hard part of the shrine over.
Here
Yes.
are some feathered friends for you to play with.
As I'm getting hit. Okay. So now we have the boss. I need this feather. It's a pretty straightforward boss. So I'm swinging immediately. I want to get 8 hits here. And now I'm moving. I get 2 more hits here. And then hopefully just 1 here. If the feather would go. There we go. And that is the Shrine of Air. I'm very happy to get through that without a death. Because I usually have one there. Awesome.
You are brave.
Alright, so there's 3 shrines down.
Quest continues to the northwest.
As I mentioned earlier, the next shrine, the Shrine of Destiny, is not far away.
Nothing is written, Zelda. You alone control your fate.
Yeah.
How loud the voices of
This
doom
and Shrine of Water, I'd say, are the 2 most dangerous in this run. Destiny, so I mentioned ice floors earlier where you can get knocked off and go back to the start of the dungeon. Destiny has 4 rooms of those. Shrine of Water, it's just easy to take too much damage in and die. So back the way we came.
Come
Hope
here,
y'all are
sit
enjoying
with
this,
me.
by the way.
Warm yourself by the fire.
It's a bad game. It's a horrible game. There's just something about it that pulls you in. I'm going to try and watch my health here, because health can be an issue in both of the next 2 shrines. Honestly, it could be an issue anywhere, but an issue for me. Oh, okay. Full health. I'll take it. I also do want to get some extra rubies. I don't need extra rubies, but the more I have, the easier Shrine of Water will be. So if I tried coming here earlier, just because I was passing by, the entrance is blocked off with spikes. You cannot get in, even with an invincibility mode cheat, which does exist. Alright. I need noise, I believe. Awful game's done quick. This run's been there. So have I, as a matter of fact, but not for this run. I don't know why awful games just draw me in. I really do not need to kill these guys, but they're here in the way. And as mentioned before, no, I don't want to switch there. I do want to watch my health.
In the light or dark.
There's a puzzle. You're going to see plenty of those orbs. I'm going to switch to the axe for the mobs coming up. I have a dangerous room coming up. No surprise there, I'm sure. More like, why does this exist done quick? Honestly. Like, the CDI Zeldas are something. Alright, this is the dangerous room. Because not only do I need to kill these enemies, I really want to dodge the anti-fairy. That is exactly where I wanted you to stay. I'm kind of stuck here at the moment. Fortunately, this only uses 2 rubies per swing. I do not like this setup. This anti-fairy just wants to stay in my way. And you do have to kill those mobs. Now I can get through. I don't actually need that compass, but it's in the way. So this just saves me some rubies by using this instead of the blue ring. This room, I probably still should have used the blue ring. I should not have thrown that because now it despawns. Let me just switch to the blue ring now to get a hit off. I forgot the anti-fairies would spawn. Okay. Actual difficulty. And unfortunately, that was, in my opinion, like, the easier part of the shrine. Come on, Zelda. Stop getting stuck. Alright, couple more of those Gibdos here. And then it's a 2x2 setup of rooms with Wizrobes and small floors. So this is a real game. This is not only a real game, this is officially licensed by Nintendo. I am very low on what I would like for my Ruby count. Alright, so good. That's what I wanted from that first Wizrobe. Take these rooms a little bit safe because you don't want to get knocked off. If you get knocked off, you have to redo the entire shrine. Oh, this is bad. This is actually really bad. That's when you just want to get out of that screen. You'll notice that the Wizrobe was turning blue. Not like blue right now, but when it got hit, that means that it was invulnerable. Or should mean. Doesn't always mean that per enemy. So what was happening... No, don't switch. Is I was actually hitting it with my wand. I am going to switch, actually, because I don't want to waste more rubies. I have a couple more of those Wizrobes coming up, and gosh, I need rubies. Hard to see it, but there is floor there. Yeah, imagine this being Tears of the Kingdom. At that point, the kingdom is whoever decided to buy the game. Alright. So one more room with 2 Wizrobes. I might need to leave and reset it, depending. There should be 1 spawning on this path. Let's take the hit. Go, 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 go! We're alright. Whew. Okay, I'm gonna look at my notes now. Need to remember which switches to hit. Alright. We're almost at the boss.
Zelda,
Actually, I believe the boss is in the next room.
I weave the cloth of your quest.
And this boss can be a bit tricky, but as mentioned, if I die on the bosses, I respawn right outside the room. So it's not a major time loss. I'm not that worried if I die to a boss. It is, of course, unfortunate. As I get hit a couple times there, it's okay. I should just need 2 more hits. You go to the top. Get it. Oh! That's alright. Shrine of Destiny done. There's our celestial sign. Alright. Mentioned earlier, there was 3 or 4 intentional deaths. We have another one coming up right here.
Once again, you have proven you are worthy of
Once
this quest.
Gaspra is done.
Hurry now. Waters of healing and renewal await you. Remember to look for the great sea island to the south.
So he's kind of telling us where to go. I know he's hard to hear. I apologize for that, but there's only so much you can do with this. So, Shrine of Water. Mostly easy to get to, but a pain in the rear to get through. I could save and quit here. It's just, I think, a little faster to take the intentional death. Because we do have quite a lot of defense, and we only have this one friend here. But it does take quite a while to save and do anything. Alright, that is number 6, I believe. So back the same way we've been going. We're going to go through a cave that we've passed many times. You know what? I would like some currency here. Because the more I have, it will save me a lot of time in this shrine coming up.
Oh, fair princess.
Yes, I am the fair princess. You'll notice, by the way, as I'm swinging my wand, if I hold a direction, I will slowly move in that direction. We do not need the harp. I don't even recall what it does. I really would like you out of my way. Thank you. Actually, you know what? I gotta remember where I am. I can take damage boost at this point because I am going to be passing another cave with another heart container, so I will be acquiring that. Of course, I was fine taking damage and I managed to dodge everything by accident. Hey, I took a little bit of damage. Okay. We're going to enter this cave and use our feather once more. That's because we need to hit a switch on the other side. It is not directly in front of us. Go back to our wand. Now we have more health, and trust me, that's a good thing to have in water. The enemies hit for a good amount. You have spikes coming out of the walls at random intervals. That right there is the main reason I have issues with it. Wait. So this is a shrine where you will see me try to avoid excessive combat more than I usually do. And just, I'd rather take the damage boost. So we need 2 things on this screen. No. Air first, I believe.
If you wish to...
Sorry, we have the vial of wind, and we need
Let's see.
20
Bring us
rupees.
20 rubies and a vial of wind. The offshore wind has died down, and you must bring your own breeze.
There we go. Back to the wand. I forgot, you don't actually need your raft on this screen, you need it inside the shrine. I mean, it feels like can't get any better in this, but I have run other Zelda games. In terms of speedrunning, I've done both Link's Awakening and Link's Awakening DX for Game Boy and Game Boy Color. I've done a Link to the Past randomizer, but I never really properly did a speedrun of the game. I've also done other Zeldas casually. The Oracle games, I absolutely love them. I've done some Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, casually. I should not be getting hit here. That's going to be a problem. There we go. For a moment, I'm wondering why the raft wasn't going. Yes, I played a lot casually, but I think speedrunning, it's really just Link's Awakening DX. And then I count the randomizer, but totally understand if others don't. But mostly my focus is on classic Sonics, 8-bit Sonics in particular. Which is why you are going to hopefully be seeing Sonic 2 SMS tomorrow. Because that's submitted by me. Alright, into the cave for the Shrine of Water. Alright, so I'm down health. That's going to be an issue. I should be at full health, but... right here, I'm just going to keep on going. Just keep running. Just keep running. Oh, look, enemies. Just keep running. You see, I got hit not just by the enemy, but by a spike coming out of the wall. That's why you don't want to stop, because you don't want to get hit by those. Oh, look at that piece of wood right there. That random plank. Wonder what that's got to be useful for. Oh man, a gap in a bridge. Do I have anything that'll help me across it? I left the ladder back in the Shrine of Earth. Alright, this is gonna be unfortunate, because I don't have as many rubies as I would like. So... I'm gonna have to do this the slow way. Yeah, 48, okay.
I am the
Alright, I'm just going to wait here for this Kelpie to come on over. Okay, I guess I'll meet you over here. So it looks like the Kelpie is immune, but actually we are damaging it. I don't recall how many hits it takes or how long it takes. There are 3 of these in this shrine. We only need to kill 2 of them, this being the first one. What I'd like to use here is the blue ring. You can get a bunch of hits in, but that costs, I think it's 26 rubies, and I only have 48. So I don't want to use that here, because I do need some after the shrine, as well as just for other instances that may pop up. I tried to kill it. That did not go too well. I'm down to a heart and a half. Come on. Oh, it moved down. It's, okay. It didn't drop health, so that did not matter. Alright. Fingers crossed here. Okay, I think we're okay. This is the other one we need to kill. I'm still very concerned at the heart and a half of health for the second half of this shrine. And if we die, we have to kill these Kelpies all over again. It does sound like a joke, especially when you see the cutscenes from the other 2 games. Link, Faces of Evil, and Zelda, Wand of Gamelon. If you have not seen the cutscenes from that game, you need to. Please give me some health. That was rubies. That's also rubies. I mean, it's something. The health is what I really wanted.
I know you've come
That
to
is
steal
Wanda.
the water of life. You shall not have it while I have substance to fill my form. Be gone.
I would love to be gone. Now we have to use the raft, our first usage of this. And unfortunately, I cannot damage boost coming up, so I will have to defeat an enemy. I'm not controlling the raft. It automatically goes along a set path to take me where I need to go. I have a bad feeling I'm going to be using these rubies my second time through this shrine. In particular because of a couple rooms coming up, starting with this room. We're going to be here for a little bit. I want these enemies to come to me so I can hit them. Good. Oh, come on, come on. Nope, okay. Respawn that one. The reason I'm killing it is because the raft is going to go straight along this water. And, well, I'm low health, so... That being said, these enemies are very, very weird. As you can see. Come on. Alright, we're just gonna fingers crossed and hope for the best. Just go up. I should not have done that! Okay, well. You know, it felt inevitable at that point, so I may as well have tried it. Hey, don't recognize this? This is the start of the shrine! So welcome to the Shrine of Water. You're gonna see me do a lot of running, a lot of, probably damage boosting. A lot of donating to charity, because that's death number 7. It is $35 that I will be paying up to charity. Fortunately, once I get through the Shrine of Water, we should be good. Fortunately for my wallet, at the very least. I would still like to avoid taking damage. Back to 3 hearts down. 83. I'm just going to kill these normally once again.
I am the South Kelpie. It is my honor to fight you for my mistress, the Great Agwamda.
It's not a pleasure to fight you, unfortunately. Stay hydrated, everybody. If I'm fortunate, she will drop a heart, because I would like extra health. Good. Every little bit helps. I'd rather have the health than the rubies at this point.
I am Agwamda. I am a...
But I'll also accept rubies. I don't need too much coming out of here, so I'm actually, I think, pretty good on rubies. The reason being, in the following shrine, the Shrine of Power, we will actually be gaining more.
I am the North
One up, 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 up. Okay. So what does everyone watching think of this game? Is it horrible enough for the horror block? Come on. There we go. Alright, at this point I really just want health drops. Imagine this being your intro to video games. Oh, I feel so sorry for anyone that may have had that experience. This is my introduction to CDI. Does that count for anything?
I know you've come to steal the water
Alright, so 5 hearts. So we have that one screen with the turtles to get through. And outside of that, there's one other screen that I would be concerned about on that raft ride. Agreed. So the CDI was originally developed, I believe, in partnership with Nintendo, as either an add-on to a console or possibly their next console. Kind of how Sony was as well, which is what led to the PlayStation. Come on. Like, if you don't know the story behind these games and the console, I do recommend reading it. I unfortunately don't have it open to, or committed to memory to read it to y'all. Alright, I just want to kill one, at the very least. Nope, we're just gonna get stuck. Okay. Reload, try again. Come on down, you're the next contestant on You're Gonna Die. Well, I was hoping. I do not want to plow through 2 of these. I don't want to take another death in the shrine unless it's at the boss, which it's possible to die at the boss, but again, not something I'm too worried about. Stay. Okay. Good turtle! I was really hoping that heart would stay there. That's why I rushed the raft. Stay down there. Good. So that's an instance of them just hitting it to keep it over there at that point and out of our way. Same here, you're going to see that in a couple of these rooms on the raft ride. This here's the 3rd Kelpie. We do not need to kill it.
I'm the East Kelpie.
Just going to hit it to keep it over there. Keep it at range. This is the other room I'm a little worried about with health. Oh, please just stay over there. Okay. Should be okay now. Because we have this giant enemy. But again, I can kind of just knock it away. And now we're at the boss. So if I do get hit, I'll probably die in one shot. But we'll respawn right here. You might notice I also went left onto the platform there. So when you're ready to get off, the game just seems to like to center you back on it. So there's no need to really stay at the edge. I really was trying to dodge that. The trick to this boss is really just stay up here in this corner. It is the safest spot. You don't want to get baited out like I just about did there. Or at least not far away. You do have to still dodge these projectiles. Nope. Oh, God. Oh, the lag. I have not had that before. Oh, okay. The hard part of the game is now over. Shrine of Power. Not free by any means. Like, don't, knock on wood, I don't usually have an issue like I do in the prior shrines.
You have overcome great trials, but evil still looms.
Alright.
Stay true to your journey, for it will bring you closer to young Link.
Go ahead, fix my notes. So we do have a slight overworld trek here. We're going to have our first use of a compass. We're going to...
You will be victorious.
I didn't get that compass, did I? This is what happens when I don't look at my notes. I always have to miss something. This is kind of unfortunate. Let's see what I have in my inventory. I do have it. No, that's not the right one, but it works. Okay. I will, whoops, that's not how you use it. So we're going to use that one that I accidentally picked up, and I'm glad I did. It's going to throw me off a slight bit here. But we're really...
What foolish human comes this
We're losing
way?
minimum time. Maybe 2 or 3 extra screen transitions. What I wanted was the third compass from the Shrine of Air. Because I need to come back over this way. Probably don't necessarily need to, but it's the fastest way to get to where we need to go. One, two, so it's the next screen. I'll just go down here. It's down 1. I will need to focus a little bit during this run, just to make sure I go the correct place, because it's easy to get lost. Okay, I am on the screen I want to be on. I don't know why I'm worrying about literally health or rubies, because I'm about to get both. You might be able to guess, there's another fairy fountain coming up here shortly. So I don't need to dodge enemies, not too much at least. Fairy pool, I guess, would be the proper term. Alright, let's see if this lets me walk correctly this time. There we go. 2. There's actually another fairy pool right outside the next shrine if I end up taking a lot of damage. Honestly, even if I'm a couple hearts down, I might make use of it. Just so I'm going in the Shrine of Power at full health. Alright, to the East Forest we go. Habit. Went and picked up a ruby I didn't need. Did take quite a lot of damage on that screen. Okay. I was trying to go to the right. It didn't work too well. You have to be above the rock, apparently. Couple more screens. I'd like to avoid more damage.
Welcome to my quarry, young one.
Yes, this is your quarry. We will not be speaking with you. I believe, if memory serves me correctly, and it might not, you can speak with him to... Is that where you get the coal, maybe, that you can turn in for a diamond, which sells for a lot? Something like that. I am going to get a health refill. I kind of need it. That right there is the entrance to the shrine. But just over here, which I learned semi-recently that this exists. Shouts off.
Just wanted to call out our... oh, sorry about that.
Oh, no,
I
go
just wanted
right
to call
ahead.
out our most recent donation. Quinta donating $20. Thank you so much.
Thank you indeed. Not gonna lie, I think I forgot I wasn't the only one here.
I didn't mean to spook you, I'm sorry.
That's alright. So this shrine is a very interesting setup. I just bought a ribbon. I don't remember what the ribbon does, but I'm told to buy it, so I buy it. There's many items we will actually be buying here. I should actually look at my notes so I don't miss anything, because there's a lot going on in this dungeon. The path itself is straightforward, but there's a lot of buying items. A lot of switches to hit. I'm not sitting here just because I need a break. I am drawing water from the well, and now I have this, which we'll use, I believe, one time. This might be why I have to have the bow.
You haven't even time for the thirst of a child like me. A curse on you.
Alright, now we're good on rubies. That is why we play that game. I think I hit that. Do I? Wait, do I hit that? Yes, I do. It's also why you like to use a ranged weapon. There are some traps here. East. I'm not ashamed to admit I read my notes through this dungeon. There's just too much. I don't want to waste rubies, waste extra time. Hello? There we go. Apparently you can't walk right over it to buy it. That's one. I do want to switch back to the wand.
There you ride.
participate in the joust against the Red Knight.
And our first knight. Good voice acting.
Hold tight, little enemy. You have something stolen from me, and I am strong.
The other ones also have good voice acting. Highly recommend listening to them. Come on. He'll die eventually. Okay. Yes, I'm just gonna have to kill y'all since you don't want to get out of my way. Probably should have just plowed through at this point. But I don't want to take too much damage. I shouldn't have an issue with damage in this shrine. I do want to recall I have the bow equipped. Actually, I don't need it at all, so... for safety. Ooh, another block puzzle. Just go. And we have another ticket to buy.
What have...
I'm spending way too much money. Zelda shouldn't have to buy all this stuff.
Here, a princess, wandering the field.
Alright, we're finally breaking out the broadsword. Be sure to listen here.
A thin waif like thee? Ha! Can you even lift a broadsword?
As a matter of fact, I can. Can you even dodge a broadsword?
One as small
Oh.
as thee put to
I gotta
flight.
remember not to zone in on the left side there. Alright. Yeah. Alright, so now we just need to get to the boss. A couple enemies in our way, as well as one wall I will be pointing out. Very interesting shrine, just in how it's themed. So look at the north wall in this room. Just a random abacus. Do you even lift? Indeed. I assure you, Zelda does in fact lift. I definitely do not need that ruby. Oh, I thought there were enemies here. Alright, let's see if I survive this fight with Ursor. Four, 6, 7, get out. Oh, wrong side! That's number 8. My wallet's crying, y'all. I missed a hit there. I'm getting hit there. So, I'm playing this poorly, but Ursor does have a set pattern here. So, I do know, roughly, I recall where he's going. I missed so many hits just there. Oh, that's not good. Things are about to get spicy. Okay. We have one last shrine to go.
A shout of triumph in the teeth of the impossible. You are drawing close.
If anyone's wondering if I'm on PB pace, the answer is a solid
Northwest.
no.
Where many say there's a hole in the
8
earth,
deaths will do that to you.
a glow of fire.
So you would think with one shrine to go, oh, it's going to be the hardest out of all of them. Not in the slightest, actually. The Shrine of Fire, one could argue, is the easiest. There's not a lot of enemies there. It's really a lot of walking around. So right here, we're going back to Shrine number 2, the Shrine of Illusion, to make our way to the Shrine of Fire. Why pick up a heart when I'm at full health? That's a great question. One day I'll have an answer. So there's just a lot of overworld movement. Not a lot going on in the shrine, so if anybody has any questions or anything, feel free to pop them in chat. I'll do what I can. I appreciate some of y'all have been asking some. Always nice to see. Of note, as I get clobbered, please. Fortunately, these are the easy enemies. Of note, there's a heart container coming up. I usually skip it. I'm starting to have reconsiderations. It's one of, I believe, 2 remaining in the overworld.
Not everyone here is so...
Hello?
Hello.
So I just wanted to bring this up real quick. So you're at 8 deaths, and at $5 a piece, that puts us roughly at about 510. So we've, in theory, passed $500.
Awesome. Yeah, I'll be doing that. I'll be doing that right after. That's
fantastic.
Not left. Right after this
so
run.
The reason I bring that up is because Speedromizer 1's final donation total was $610. So as of right now, we are $100 away from smashing the original Speedromizer's final total.
Awesome.
I know we can do this.
Yeah, let's do it. So
go ahead.
Real quick, I've never gotten a heart container before. Apparently, I don't know the path through it, so I had to give up. But it's okay. All right, carry on.
Yeah. So just real quick, we do have we have 2 polls left. We have the Nippon Marathon character name still going on, and that is at Hanson's currently in the lead with $55. Or I'm sorry, that's Lobster in the lead right now at just under $70, with Handsome at 55 and Narwhal in third place behind that. Other than that, we still have the Pokemon TCG choose your starter, or choose the starting deck. So Bulbasaur, Charmander, and Squirtle. So donate towards your favorite Gen 1 starter. And with that, I will see you all in chat.
All right. To answer a question, there's are multiple runners in this game? Not right now. In this marathon? Yes, there are. Quite a few.
I, blacksmith, have my work to do.
Most of which are potentially all but me playing a game they just recently learned. It's kind of funny, for Speedromizer 1, I ended up with a game called Future Cop LAPD, which played to almost all of my strengths, with the exception of it is a 3D game, and my 3D movement is horrible. For this one, I pulled one that played to all of my weaknesses, and just couldn't quite make it work. Grab the health, I shouldn't need it. How did I discover this game? I first discovered this back in... I don't know, it's probably been about 10 years now, through Zeldathon, another charity event that occurs twice a year. And they used to play every Zelda game, every marathon. I know they don't do it as much now, but that was my first experience with this, and just something about it I enjoyed. I'm like, I want to play that. As I grab... That's not the door. Where is it? That is the door. I always get confused in this room. Like, I always wanted to play it, but because I mentioned earlier, it never properly worked on emulator. I couldn't until earlier this year is when the emulator issue got fixed, and I could finally play this. And I'm like, I've been saying for years I wanted to play it. We're doing it. And I did. I started speedrunning it because of that. That is Warbane, I think. It's some boss thing that just gave us a very powerful weapon that we will be using. You'll see a lot coming up as we come upon the end of the game. So you're seeing a lot of empty rooms. They just didn't put anything in them. They may have ran out of time. That's the only thing I could think of. Oh, that deals a lot of damage. I should be careful. Now, we do still have a boss coming up at the end of this shrine. We wouldn't want to take so much damage, that was a lot of lag, that, you know, we struggle against him. Do have to take these out. I can't believe I got hit there. I didn't think I was anywhere near me. Urbane once more. I would like your celestial sign, please. We're going to equip that gold necklace that we got a little bit ago. Use it against the enemy in this room. Alright, so the boss of the shrine. Y'all ready for this? It was super difficult, right?
The sign is rightly.
Bye, Warbane. Turns out you could just walk through the wall on that boss and get the celestial sign. Oh, wait. I can't get the celestial sign? I've been stopped by a mysterious hand. So here we are, the final part of this run. We have a boss gauntlet where we fight almost every boss in the game. Almost every boss in the game. So this is pretty easy to get through. I don't even care if I get hit. Starting off with Lort. So these are, I guess, I don't know if they're weaker versions of their prior selves, or because we are much more powerful now, they just go down quicker. Plus, we have that hammer that we just got a little bit ago. We're going to be putting that to use pretty quickly. One more visit to Pasquinade. Next up, if you recall, is Avian. We will use the feather. It's almost time for hammer time. Avian takes one hit. We're going to keep the feather. Next up is Malmord, which is a little bit different. You know, we're hurting after all that, so let's just get some health refill. And now, it's hammer time. So the hammer goes a little slow, but is a heavy hitter. So that was Aguanda. Next up is Ursor, right? Trying to power? That's the order. Nope, they just didn't include it. Why? I don't know. So now we do have to actually fight Warbane. And we are on to the final boss. As mentioned before, the bosses at the start have no RNG. I know exactly where the boss is going to be. We'll see if we can do this in 5 cycles. So, time will be on the final hit. There's hopefully one. I did not want to get hit there. So I'm trying to time these throws to get 2 hits per cycle. I'm not too worried about taking that damage myself. I think it's actually 12 hits. I think I said 10 earlier. That was a misspeak, and I missed it. Unfortunate. I am not where I want to be here. Let me go to the other side. That is time. That was Zelda's horrific, horrendous adventure.
GG.
Thank you. One last thing I will show off. Just watching this cutscene. That was Ganon, by the way. I don't recall if I said that. So you might be wondering, well, where's Link? We have been saving Link. You know, if I'd let you watch the intro, you would have seen that, but I wanted to get things started. So now we have to have a picture with Link. I'm sorry for what you are about to see. There's Link! In all his green glory. This game sure is something. Thank you for having me. Apologies I could not bring you Silent Hill. But perhaps I'll be back in the pool for next time for someone
Princess
else
Zelda,
to try.
You've succeeded.
But
Your victory has brought
yeah,
peace
this
and
game,
light
I do
back to
genuinely
Torment.
find it fun.
Your
If anyone
courage
is
and
interested,
strength
there's a
will
very
not
helpful
be
Discord. I'm
forgotten.
sure you can find it through
For
speedrun.com.
now, your work is
We have
done.
notes on how to get through
Off
this,
you go to celebrate
information on
Link's
how
return.
to play the game,
First,
because I just don't
remember,
think everybody has a
lessons
CDI
of the
in their basement.
mercy and human kindness
Thank you,
prevail.
Speedromizer
Above
staff,
all
for having me
else,
once again.
farewell, young
And who
princess.
knows, maybe you'll see this again next marathon. We'll see. But that is all I have got, so I will pass it back along to y'all.